I have been observing recent events with regards to international politics, the relationships and agreements and treaties that have existed between the very powerful nations with regards to security guarantees that were previously promised. And I'm here referring to the security guarantees that were promised to Ukraine and Europe by America. Security guarantees that are today under serious threat, where Europe and Ukraine now find themselves in a difficult position, having to scramble at the last minute to see how they can upgrade their own defenses, because the United States under Trump has decided to withdraw the security guarantees that had previously been provided to these regions that I've mentioned, being Ukraine and Europe. And that got me thinking, and I have therefore come to the following conclusion: that the best security guarantees that you can provide to yourself are those that you can control. The best security guarantees that you can provide yourself are those that you have control of. When you outsource your own security to someone else, it is like putting a rope around your neck and letting someone else handle the rope. It is pretty much like making yourself a slave to that person, because once you try to go out of order, that person can threaten to remove that security guarantee, which is exactly what is happening between Ukraine, Europe, and the USA right now. So, bringing this lesson to the situation between the Southern Cameroons and La République Cameroon, I have this to say: it will be a bad idea for us to outsource, or for you to outsource your own security to someone else. Let us remember that the only reason La République Cameroon was able to march into our territory in the early 1960s and take over our territory was because they had a constituted military, their gendarmes, that were well equipped, as opposed to the mobile wing police that were of the Southern Cameroons that was poorly equipped. I think they were mostly equipped with batons. Can you imagine that? They were mostly equipped with batons. So, faced with better equipped military and gendarmes of La République Cameroon, our leaders found themselves defenseless, having been abandoned by Great Britain to themselves. They had nothing to defend themselves with. So when Ahijo marched into our territory and took over, we had nothing to defend ourselves with. And today we are suffering the consequences. Therefore, I'm bringing you this audio today as to what we must do. Now, we understand that we have had a lot of challenges, which are not uncommon in any liberation struggle like ours. We have had some challenges with regards to some of our freedom fighters on the ground, and even some of the commanders that were placed in charge of them. But it is not enough to use such lapses as an excuse to abandon your own self-defense. The misbehavior of some of our liberation fighters and the commanders that were in control of them cannot be enough of a reason for you to abandon your own self-defense. You see, so the misbehavior of some of our commanders should not be a reason to abandon your own efforts to free yourselves from eternal servitude. It will be irresponsible to do so. When you leave your door wide open, you cannot then complain when your house is infested with rats, roaches, snakes, spiders, and you name the rest. It is the responsibility of every father and mother to provide a safe place where their children can sleep and grow up. You see, a lot has happened in this struggle for the liberation of the southern Cameroon and Ambazonia. Many players have come up to the stage. Some have performed well, some have been average, and some have just been terrible. At this point in time in this struggle, we should now be able to know the characters, temperaments, mannerisms, weaknesses, and strengths of the various personalities and players within our struggle. That should now be common knowledge to us. By this time, we should already have a good idea of the characters and personalities that we have in this struggle. Now, I am therefore calling on all of us not to allow the mistakes of the past or the mistakes of some of our comrades in the past to determine whether Ambazonia is free or not. That cannot be a determinant. That the behaviors of others in the past should now determine whether Ambazonia is free or not will be a grave mistake for us to make. On the contrary, let us reorganize, re-strategize, regroup, recalibrate, and recommit ourselves, and when necessary, choose new players to lead the various initiatives that are necessary to keep our struggle alive. We have to go back to our community, our LGAs and counties, and reorganize, and be prepared to accept or take on responsibilities where we feel that we can we have the competence and the expertise, the dedication to deliver positive results. Sometimes we want to be in a group. We have certain capabilities, but we shy away from stepping forward and rendering our services for the good of that group or community. I think it is time for us to be willing to step forward when we are called upon to serve, especially when you know that you have the attributes to deliver positive results. We have to re-engage with our liberation fighters and be ready to support them, counsel them, advise them, and guide them so they will be able to perform their responsibilities while protecting our civilians. Sometimes we blame these fighters who sometimes are poorly trained, most of the times I should say, are poorly trained, not well knowledgeable in what they are supposed to be doing or not be doing, not well focused on the objective that they should be pursuing. And it is our role and responsibility to guide them and show them and lead them where they ought to be going. We cannot leave it up to them alone and then expect positive results. We have to work with them and guide them and show them the right way of doing things. So I'm calling on all of us to go back and reorganize our RGS, reorganize our counties, take control of your RGA and county and expel all the colonial administrators and military in your area. This method has worked very well in the past, and I'm sure it can work again because you have the ability of knowing the operatives and of making sure that they are well disciplined. So what I have to say here is that La République du Cameroon is now very, very wounded. It is very wounded. It is leaderless. Its economy is in shambles. There is great uncertainty as to what lies ahead for that godforsaken country, and it gives us a golden opportunity. This gives us an opportunity to finish them off and take back our country. It is time for this wounded lion to be knocked out. If we should allow La République du Cameroon to stabilize and to have maybe a new leadership established in their country, I can assure you that it will become even more challenging for us to achieve the objective of liberating ourselves. So I'm really calling on us, comrades, to put aside any grievances we may have for how things have been done in the past. We all have the opportunity of stepping forward and offering our own ideas on how things should be done and making our voices heard as to how things can be conducted the right way. Again, let us not outsource the responsibility of securing our communities and our country to others. It is on us to do it. When you outsource it to others, you now become dependent on them, and they can tell you how things ought to be done, and you will be powerless. Let us be in control of it. Let us be in control of it. Ukraine and Europe are now regretting the mistake they made by entrusting their security to the United States of America. Let us not make that mistake. For so long, we have allowed La République to dominate us in terms of military defenses, but we have built ours up to a certain level. It is up to us to take it further, so that never again shall we allow ourselves to remain defenseless. Let us remember that the only reason La République was able to march into our territory and take over was because they had a constituted army and the gendarmes, and we had just the mobile wing police, as I said earlier, who were just armed with batons. There were no match for La République du Cameroon's army, and that is why we are here today. We are where we are today. We must never go back to being defenseless. Comrades, let us never allow ourselves to remain being defenseless. That will be a grievous mistake. It will be a mistake that we may never live to regret. That is why we must go back and reorganize our RGAs and counties and support and guide our liberation fighters so they can defend us and our territory and our people. And that is why I thought I should bring this message here today, because I do understand that there are several initiatives out there geared towards bringing Ambazonians together so they can work and collaborate and do what must be done to free our homeland. But even while those initiatives are going on, let us reconstitute, go back to what has worked well in the past, and reconstitute and make sure that we are in control of our own defenses, beginning from our RGS and up to the national level. I thank you for listening to this audio, and please do me a favor and share it, and be motivated to be part of the solution. It is sometimes we are just good at criticizing. Criticizing is not enough. Step forward and offer your own services and provide solutions. I think that is the way it ought to be. Again, thank you for listening, and please share the audio.
Yeah, today na 16th day for the month of March 2025. This talk is the commode from the coordinator from Momo, where me Abi na chairman for Mogamo, speaking on behalf of the Momo County coordinator, Mr. Sami Mbuta. I the one respond for some audio way come out from the buffaloes of Nyonga, that's Bali Nyonga, and a big, very concerning for any Widikum person for here. So, and we want to respond in solidarity with the buffaloes of Nyonga. Sorry for the loss of the 41 soldiers, federal soldiers, where they lose them. And according to what he talk, it means say one of we where a commode na from Ngenbu, where government for la Republique du Cameroon, it don't see am, it be see am say the buffaloes of Nyonga, they do very well. And it decide for one divide we, the usual way they do am. The very first time it be use Pamuna for challenge Joa. And then anyway, we Ambazonian, the southern Cameroon government, it be collapse. This time it don't go again. You see, say the buffaloes of Nyonga, that they do fine and think that they fine. They go take one commandant from Ngenbu. Then maybe it turn the face, the people, the buffaloes of Nyonga in a land dispute. So they use the problem where the people on Ngenbu, they get them with Bali Nyonga, for use them for say make they divide we and kill we. And me I don't come for say this talk way me I hear so we know say we don't fight plenty areas for inside Ambazonia. They don't get civil wars then with their neighbors. But the thing we did before we is more than anything like civil war. And the only wicked people who can use this type of thing, divide and rule, is only La Republique du Cameroon. And they use the very stupid, dull people among we. And so Zebra, the Ngenbu boy, you from Ngenbu again, you Zebra from Ngenbu, where they use you, La Republique du Cameroon, they use you for say you go begin to kill Bale Peking because of small money where they go jam for you. The war, the Ambazonian restoration war, it be more than any civil war where they don't get them. All of we, friends and enemies, we are in this war of the restoration of Ambazonian government together. You way you don't come in at your own agenda. we want to tell you that we of the Widikum, the thing we merely talk, are they represent the coordinator for Momo. We represent all the Widikum, all clans and where they day for inside Widikum, where they day inside Momo. Let me say Mogamo, Menemo, Ingie, Ngwo, Widikum. We are not part of your devilish divide and rule. Zebra, we are not part of your devilish divide and rule. As they send you, you are enemy number one, not only for the buffaloes of Nyonga, you are enemy number one for Momo people, for the Widikum people, for all the local governments in Momo. You are. If we are fighting a war that is concerning the whole of Ambazonia, and then you go decide for Pekin. They say you are fighting, you are using this war to fight the Bali people, the Bali Nyonga people, because of your piece of land. We are telling you that you are the enemy of every Ambazonian, the enemy of a Mogamo man, the enemy of a Menemo person, and the enemy of even the Ngenbu person, the Ngenbu that you are fighting off. Because not all those people in Ngenbu buy your own idea. Your idea is a wicked, crooked, devilish idea. To say that we are fighting a war with La République du Cameroon, you go and begin to destabilize another local government to kill the children. 41 of them, Zebra, 41 of them. And they are commemorating their death on Tuesday that is coming. That's after tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday. We have our Monday ghost town, and then the Buffaloes will be remembering the lives of 41 of their soldiers that you have killed in the name of your dispute, your dispute of farmland dispute. Farmland has killed our soldiers and taken their guns, and you prefer the Morolo man, and you have been told that one of them was killed in Mantum. It's not lie. They are telling you exactly what has been happening. Say for Mantum, even the Borolo people that you seize their own gun and given to them, they kill one in Mantum. You can't dispute. So we are coming out like the Widikum people, like Momo people, like Mogamo people, that we are with the Balinyonga Buffaloes. If they are going ahead, we are coming behind them. If we are going ahead, we expect them to come in this war within Ambazonia. We are not part of that evil in Genbu. We are not part of the evil of Zebra. We are not. We are not Zebra. Zebra is our enemy. Because Zebra is an enemy to the buffaloes, Zebra is an enemy to Momo. Zebra is an enemy to every Widikum person who is fighting to restore the statehood of Ambazonia. This is very clear. We want to be very, very clear. It's not everybody, and I want to plead to the buffaloes of Nyonga that it is not everybody who is in Genbu, who is with a Zebra. There are people who are not with him. There are people in Bengui who are not with him, because our war is above any small civil things or land dispute. Our war is for our people, for today, for tomorrow, for our children of tomorrow. So we are above all this nonsense. So we are telling Zebra that if you are anywhere in Momo, you are our enemy. Anybody who sees you and spares you, who is a real Ambazonian, who is fighting for Ambazonia, makes a mistake. If he show a gun for you, may he take you. Because this is not what We do not accept any divide and rule in this thing. We denounce. We say no to divide and rule in the Ambazonian restoration quest. No divide and rule. We know it when we see divide and rule. You are a dull soldier, a dull commandant who doesn't understand what it means to divide the people and rule them. You will be a slave forever. Do you understand this? Do you see this coming? When you were killing those children, did you see this coming? That you are a slave forever. Slave, idiot, like you. You will be a slave forever. So, we are telling the buffaloes of Nyonga that we are in solidarity with you guys. We are in this fight together, and we shall come out together. Again, the buffaloes of Nyonga understand that the Widikum people, the Njenbu people that you said that the land is, the Mbengwi people, the Momo people, we are the good ones who don't accept divide and rule. We are with you together. Don't see anybody maybe from Njenbu and assume until you know that it's part of Zebra. We are with you 100%. We are in solidarity. I mean, the Momo people, the Widikum people are in solidarity with the buffaloes of Nyonga over what you are doing. Because this war of our restoration or the war of our independence is more than what that dull Zebra is doing. And he will bear the consequences. He will have it. Thank you very much, and I hope you celebrate that day. We are with you.
Reme, good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. From them myself here, they already start celebrating St. Patrick's Day. I hope everybody they fine. You see, I say my response to the audio for here because it be important. You understand now? First of all, if I say all we Ambazonian they will understand say this, so French people need to buy anything from Cameroon, from La République, from French Cameroon. French people need to buy anything. French people own La République. They own everything for La République. Even the resources where they underground, French people own them. So now the reason that they execute, they commit genocide inside Ambazonia now so. Now because French people already own everything. And they no be ever imagine, they no be ever want them for their wildest dreams. Say me Ambazonians and stand up for their rights. They no be ever want them. So when you see people then come on outside, they talk say this, so French people want buy something. They inside Southern Cameroon because La République now the colonial administrator in lieu de France. So in place of France, now La République they on the ground. No begin fall for them. Now distraction. If Ambazonians they don't take this economic sabotage to the next level, we know for the year they can talk. And a very, very simple thing and day we Ambazonian then get to return to. Blocking all the roads. Now we get the knowledge of improvised devices them, popcorn them. Now we get popcorn their knowledge. We know how to use them. We know how to manufacture them. We add them on top the roadblock them. Now the highest form of economic sabotage that we La République no fee recover from. Because it is slow down everything to a halt. It is slow down everything to a halt. So even the exploitation where they do them, it is slow and down. It affect their economy for way than way you know if you imagine. Now, the one and most important measure that we Ambazonian and get for bring them back for end this exploitation and genocide. Many people no come on the talk say this, so France one buy. Like say France no be already get them. Wait till they for inside Cameroon where France need for buy them. Nothing. They just take them. Give a few people oil for their mop. They take wait till they want. So more need to be distracted. More focus now for wait till it don't work. When you put these roadblocks, then block and shut them down, you bring the economy to a standstill. You make an economy that is confused because they know if you fly around, they know if you provide backup as immediately when some attack take place. If isolate them for various places, that roadblock them. Yes. So more need to be distracted. May France and the ambassador begin do it the way they do. More focus now for do it the way we know how to do. We don't do one before. It worked to perfection. No new strategy no be needed. No. With the increase for knowledge for other things, them, for other aspects, them, like popcorn, them, like how to set up correct ambush them. We don't do one before. Now the simple thing that we need to get back to. All the black leg they enable them, they go shut out their mop. No man no go tell them for shut out their mop. But every time you work out something and do roadblock or make them shut down the territory, you come out, you get some black legs and enabler the way they pretend 24/7. They'll kind of tell you, say this, oh, civilians are suffering. They suffer past waiting. They suffer past which time. Now who cause the suffering? When you know one and say that they exploit their territory, their first responsibility now for make it impossible, difficult, hard for the person where they exploit their territory for doing. And simple measures then they cut off the network, cut off the roads, cut off the infrastructure. Forget about building them. Cut off now the infrastructure, the network. Their road them fair daylight saying na footpath them. Cut off the road them. Make it impossible for them to pass. When you do and you disappear, you go for different side, you go do the same thing. Last, you can't remember some side, you want for middle, you should you wait. Any man will come for any side, you jam him. Now so you fight war. Now so you fight guerrilla warfare way. It get economic impact with the enemy. Say go look and so it tell own parents say Siam. It better someone come up for that place, leave that people. Now wait till that one Ambazonia one. Ambazonia one and say La Republique redraw to its boundaries for 1960. We need to negotiate. We no need for the talk about negotiation. We no need for the talk say some man want no. We no want to negotiate that one. And the thing that we focus on. Simple.
You want a new one, the come up by men that they calm down. One amoka, one he locks. Quarter don't enter within a 2 times now. So quarter don't enter from them now 2 times. They get information from this 3 don't die, which way to the power. I get that time, but I don't shoot and kill them. Verify for them no power, you go here tell me too.
Malcolm X be talk say for fight for black man na the most dangerous job for the planet. Because as you be busy to fight for that black man, you use not only one hand, you know if you use your 2 hands. Because you use the other hand for stop that black man, may no fight you. All we remember to what happened for the war for the beginning. No, but we start the war in Cameroon. 27 boy and get them, they kill them for Penin, for Menka, then nothing. Ngabo, they waste that picking them on Ngabo. 30 something people on Ngabo. All we remember Sam Sawyer for come. We remember Mato. We remember Kwakwa for 2018, where they kill more than 30 people and burn the whole village down. Now who be the enemy for here? Now Amber fighters or na Cameroon. So but we don't forget. After they cut Amber their head, they even move their trousers, cut their penis and put them for their mom. All that in Cameroon. Now the same strategy where they don't always use against UPC. Nyobede for Bush, the fight. Cameroon carry some boy and go to see that boy then be Makiza. Say they fight for Umnyobe. They plant bomb for Douala, they bomb, kill people. France do her, France blame on top Umnyobe. Now only Umnyobe people them set Umnyobe location. They go catch Umnyobe killer.
They do it to send the Afana.
They do the same. They cut your head. Now who cut your head? Cameroon soldier them would bully people the way they send them. May they go for border for Congo and Cameroon because it be seek refuge for Congo. They send now who for they may go take the head, bring them for Aijo. They send a General Semenge. All that UPC fighter them, that Makizade where they be kill them. They cut their head and put them for stick. Who people where they go down for coast, they see that head them for stick, they fear. Cameroon say, oh, now UPC, they cut people their head. But now Cameroon and French army be cut that people their head, they put them for stick. It make a Cameroonian and turn against UPC completely. Propaganda and lies. What happen for Felix Momi for Switzerland? The poisoning killer. And the last man standing, he been at NS1G. Where he still fight even after Cameroon get independent, so-called independence from France. He be the fight because he know the original kind of independence where they fight up for. He knows that that's where France don't give Cameroon no be independence. And now why that Cameroon today they use the France CFA. Now France is still control all things for Cameroon. France own all things underground, all resources for Cameroon, France owner. Now France run the economy. The UPC be the fight for true independence, sovereignty for Cameroon, where they go determine their own currency, they go determine their economy, and they go determine their democracy. But what happen? Now only Francophone and betray Omnyobe, betray NS1G. They kill them. Now the same strategy we Cameroon use for Ambazonian. So-called Amber boy, they don't come, oh, they give up. They don't go carry them and give them money. Say me they can claim say they be ex-Amber. For demoralize people them. The biggest mistake what people feel make now for give up for this struggle. If we give up for this struggle, we are finished. We no go ever rise again. When I see Algeria, when I know what happen for Algeria, that means the people the way they betray their own people of Algeria in favor of France, a foreigner for their country. Be plenty past the fighter the way they fight for independence for Algeria. France they cut their head them after he killed them. When France can't kill fighter them, they cut their head them all carry and go France. Les souvenirs. But the fighter they don't give up. They keep on the fight. They keep on the fight. Till today, Algeria be independent. French army no fit face Algerian army as we talk now of a war. Algeria go wipe France from the map of Europe. But at the time, they see the struggle for their independence. Their own people, they betray them. At least Algeria are lucky, they get their independence. We would still fight, would struggle for getting independence for Ambazonia. Some people they go stand for it, they look Amber boy way, they don't give up fight. Say Amber be no nothing. Black man go learn sense now which day. Black man go learn sense now which day. Say white man they always use we. I see French ambassador for Bamenda they talk say in a few months Amber war will end, they will solve the crisis. They talk so because they don't bribe all fund, you know. They don't take all fund, they will organize traditional festivals for proof for the international community. Normally, you don't come for land. Oh, people then they yeah. Oh God, no go ever get sense. Black man no go ever get sense. Now, it didn't God will come from heaven, can't save black man. The way we gullible now. If we start saying we fight them for Francophone Cameroon, Bulu the way they know first like we. B can do it. B know the difference between who we support for Amber and who no support Amber. He wipe out almost eight beginning. Don't forget for the former massacre for Menka, where they wipe out almost 30. Cameroon no care about Una Ambazonia. Bali people, Cameroon no care about. Who's the great Bali people in day? Who's that Gabo Bay beginning day? Who's that warrior in day? That warrior spirit don't go all Cameroon mafia and corruption don't corrupt our heart there all. When they will talk of a warring tribe where they know they give up till death. Now Bali people. Today they see so one they call. You see, I don't know who's that grandpa there now. Grandpa gave to do something about this thing because it's not normal. The great Bali of old no fit give up so. All that's what they do for Bali Day. Where I see the divisional officer was on beat them. Now propaganda Ambazonia more no follow that thing. They want make una feel like normalcy don't come, the war don't end. The war never end. War not just end so. We no fit just end so without dialogue and negotiation like we are finished. When you start something, finish am. No ever leave am halfway. See Cameroon today, the two presidents for almost 60 years, 60-something years. Why? Because they be give up their fighter them. They betray their fighter them. Even after a genocide of almost 1 million people in Cameroon, they give up. So France knows say, if 1 million people die for Cameroon, they still succeed. One more of Ambazonian. Then Ambazonian, they fall for the trap for France again. Ambazonians make una no make that mistake with Cameroonian, they make betray the fight and for UPC. Now France will commit all that crime there. Send militia and go kill people, they blame on top Makiza fighter them. And the people them be gullible 60 years ago. Una no tell we say una see be gullible even today, 60 years after. Una why say? Because Bulus don't love you, they don't care about you. They just want to maintain power in Cameroon. Ambazonians make one no fall for Bulu their tactics. Like we are finished. A word to a wise is enough.
Yes. Today the 28th. Now they have this for Boyo. Now me it's not a gola. Now they have this. Yeah. Now they got this. Yes.
Fellow Ambazonians, good morning. Good morning. This 8th day of March 2025. We don't always hear as La Republic agents, they are enablers and blacklegs, they try to portray a wrong message, say the Ambazonian struggle, it don't die, it die, and all that nonsense. But time and time again, when they feel say things that go their way, they'd be surprised. They'd be surprised because they don't understand how this struggle is there and the determination in the minds of the Ambazonian people for be free. So I want for talk for here and I say, no, the Ambazonian struggle will never die. No, the Ambazonian struggle it no go ever die until victory it don't be won. The Ambazonian struggle is not going to ever die until Ambazonia it be free. That is a fact. So the message is here and I say, the one tool, and before I even talk that one, I want to salute all of we brave fighters, brave warriors, with liberation fighters from north to south, where they don't rise up again and demonstrate to the enemy the resolve of the Ambazonian people for be free. They don't demonstrate in very clear terms. So despite the propaganda where they put them out there, the Ambazonian struggle will be very much alive. So I salute all our commanders, captains, generals, colonels, and you name the rest, and the foot soldiers. I salute all of them for the great job we want to do. Make una keep them up. But I want for advice for a few things we were supposed to do to make sure that we send the clear message for the enemy. Say each time where they enter with territory, may they work like they work on X, because the Ambazonian territory like their presence. When they enter the Ambazonian territory, may they know say they don't have for a war zone. Now, the one tool where we know say we don't try them, besides other tools we don't try, because we don't try plenty to them for this struggle against the enemy. But some one tool, either way, we don't use them, where it don't deliver the most effectiveness and it don't succeed for send cold chills down the spines of every La Republic of Cameroon colonial soldier where he enter with territory. One thing they were when they enter, whether they inside armor car, whether they for which kind of vehicle, they know say their safety be guaranteed. That one tool now popcorn. Now it send them the most fear for their hearts. So I want for talk for you and I say the time it don't reach for we for redouble with efforts for those things we don't try them and it work well. And even as those things that work well, we get for the strive for improve on the efficiency, the accuracy, and the potency for those technologies, for make sure say we the seek for send the maximum damage for the enemy through this technology. We don't master them. We don't master them, but it never reach for the level where it go. If you talk say it be the most accurate or it deliver the most potency. When I talk say potency, that means the potency. That means that the power where when it holler, make the damage it be maximum, and we make them for where when you say me hit na this target, me hit that target precisely for send the clear message to the enemy. Say they not be welcome. So now the thing that we get for invest on for make sure say even as well as we don't use this technology, it work well. We make sure say we master them. We master them well, so that the impact it will be felt the most. Now we're going to do the one even as we explore other technologies where they out there for help with for advance the cause for liberation. And for make sure say we take back with territory and we control them. Now, it could be a grave mistake if we fit abandon the things in way we know say they don't work well for we, just because we want to go pursue some other technologies where we never yet know how they could work. On the contrary, make we hold on those things where we know them, even as we seek for add some other techniques and technologies for make sure that we exact the kind punishment where La Republic they deserve when they enter with territory. So make we hold on to the things that we don't master them, and then we seek for add other ideas and techniques and technologies for make sure that we send the message where the enemy is supposed to get them. Now, as I don't already talk, new technologies they get for only come for add on to the thing the way we don't already master them. For this level for we struggle, we know say popcorn, it don't be the one tool where we don't use them and for send and it continues for send cold chills down the spines of La Republic of Cameroon colonial soldiers. They don't get the potential for not only destroy the lives of La Republic of Cameroon soldiers, but also for cause economic damage, huge economic damage, by destroying the expensive war equipment where La Republic they bring them inside with territory. You see so this popcorn it accomplished quite a good number of things. They did send fear down the spines of La Republic of Cameroon soldiers, and they did cause enormous economic damage for the equipment where those popcorns they destroy. Because when it damaged one ammo car, now plenty money that they get for replace them, or they get for spend plenty money for fix them. If at all it be the one way they fix them. Now, other advantages for the popcorn I say, they don't be very expensive for producing. They don't be very expensive. Cheap popcorn, where if you produce them, it will cause damage and cost for La Republic where it be 20, 30, 40, 50 times the cost of the popcorn we produce them. You see them. So it be very cheap for producing, but the impact on the enemy it be enormous. And one other advantage, now say we fighters, if we operate them from a safe distance where they put their lives at risk. You see, if we operate them where they put their lives at risk, all we will now get for do, I just shoot them from a safe distance, observe the enemy, press button, walk away, and the damage be done. Now, I talk for you and I say, we must redouble with efforts in the production and operation of popcorn in every Ambazonian camp. Those where they lack the expertise, they must seek for acquire such expertise from people the way they be more, from camps the way they be more experienced. If we get for must win this war, fellow Ambazonians, then we must be willing for shared tactical knowledge. We must be willing for share every material and equipment, because we will get now one enemy. We no get for the compete between camps. One camp, it do something, the others, they get for encourage them. And if need be, you learn how they do them. If you see and say they do them, fine. We no get for the compete amongst yourselves. On the contrary, we get for cooperate, collaborate, work together, share ideas, share tactical knowledge on how for fend off the enemy. Make we not allow competition make it come between we. It no be good. No matter who weigh yourself under, we need for the share ideas, share knowledge on how for fend off the enemy. Because we get now one enemy and one enemy only. And La Republic of Cameroon, they are enablers and blacklegs. For that reason, I talk for you and I say, all the main roadways inside Ambazonia, they must be rigged with popcorn. I don't see no reason why La Republic of Cameroon enemy convoy, they could enter, say from Mongo Bridge, they come cross through Kumba, go sote for Manfe, go operate for they come back without any consequence. That one is not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen. They must, when they come through with territory, they get for no, feel the impact, feel the heat. No say they there for a war zone. No say they there for a territory where they not be welcome. It be very painful when you see these convoys, they come, go through with territory, come back, where they not be hit by something. So with major streets, they begin for being rigged with popcorn at multiple locations, so that you miss one, the other one must get them. Now, so it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to be able to traverse safely through with territory and then come back without incident. We're not supposed to see their convoy. It come through Matazem, Santa, come pass through Bamanda, Ndop, go Kumbo, come back without incident. It should not happen. It's not supposed to happen. When they come, if one camp in miss them, coordinate with the next camp, tell them, say that they come. Make them two, they wait them. If you miss them 1-2 times, the other one must get them. Now, so it's supposed to be. We're supposed to collaborate, coordinate things between ourselves, because we get now one enemy. Make we remember, say, the one tool where it will drive the almighty Russia from Afghanistan. Now wait, now popcorn. Popcorn it drive Russia from Afghanistan. We feel imagine the advanced technology where they get them. They run away from Afghanistan. After Russia, who then go again? America. And I wait where the Taliban is still use them against America. Popcorn. And popcorn again, it drive America from Afghanistan. Now, why that are they tell on a fellow Ambazonians? If we get one tool, we're supposed to redouble with efforts in the production, the technical operation. Now, popcorn. Popcorn. It don't even matter. It don't even matter whether other technologies they out there, but other technologies is supposed to only come add to this one where we already get them. You see, so nothing what I want for make this audio this morning, and I hope say when we get this audio we go share them. We go share them with other comrades, made into they get this message and make maximum use of. As I be the talk, it not even matter whether the popcorn when it don't bust, whether it hit the target or not. It will be good send me hit the target, but even when it miss the target, it is still send a clear message to the enemy. Say they not be welcome. And it is send the same fear for their heart for those who it miss them. They get the message, say they not be welcome. So no even worry. When it miss the target, no fear say it be completely wasted. No, the message it don't be sent. Say they not be welcome. It be sent. So I want me to understand and make sure say the very sound of that popcorn, it is sent a message to the enemy. Say they did trespass for a territory where no be their own, and say they no be welcome. Therefore, my message to all Ambazonians, Ambazonian commanders, captains, colonels, generals, and the foot soldiers, na say wetin, make una invest in popcorn, because popcorn will give us a free Ambazonia. Una invest in popcorn because popcorn it will give us a free Ambazonia. It not means say una sticks they not be important. Of course, the sticks they wanna may be important, but the sticks them they be mostly now for personal protection. You see, the sticks now for una personal protection and also for mop up activity. Wait to be mop up activity. That means say when the popcorn don't holler, now that time you come in with your sticks, see whether some wounded enemies combatants you finish them off. If we're there for harvest, you harvest. But that one will only be nurses say you don't observe the territory, make sure say it be safe for you for coming, do that one. If not, you just pop them, you walk away. But when the situation be right for you to come in, do some mop-up activity, finish them off, harvest sticks, then I think that will get for one. So when I stick them be important, but the sticks them mostly for self-protection and mop-up activity. So why would I do all this work? Why would I do all this work, fellow liberation fighters? I want to reiterate and emphasize on the importance of treating with civilian population well. I don't know how to emphasize this one again. Plenty of when I don't do something the way it turns the civilian population against una, then they betray una hideouts. When I treat the civilian population well so that they go give una cover, they go give una warning when the enemy they come. Una treat the civilian population well, una mommy them, na una papa them, na una brother them, na una sister them. Una treat them well so that them too in turn go protect una. Now so way it's supposed to be. When the civilian population now una first line of defense. Now una first line of defense. Now I get one word for these some of these brother them where they don't really get sense. Even when they don't tire for fight, instead of go find a safe place for rest, they go say that they go give themselves for DDR center. That one are one of the dumbest thing where any person where don't be a fighter if you do. When you don't fight, you tire. You go find place rest. But for go give yourself for the Republic of Cameroon the same enemy where you be the fight against, say you go DDR center. Now the dumbest thing where, now the most foolish thing where any person if you don't. The thing where I go ask Punana say, the people where they go hand themselves, when you want to go hand yourself for the Republic of Cameroon, the thing where you go ask yourself first and I say, the people where they don't go before me, now which side and they? Now which kind of life did they live? Huh? Which side can powerful a wing there where we go hand yourself? When I don't hear about you again, when I know whether they alive even. How about the others where they make noise here up and down? When I hear them again, now which kind of life they live? So when you choose for go give yourself to, you give yourself and say you are tomorrow na high day. The one the way they build, they go give themselves or DDR center. When I don't hear say that they work somewhere, When I don't see that they work out freely. So when you choose for cooking yourself for DT Art Center, you hope na say now what go happen, they go do now how with you. Again, my brothers and sisters, now the dumbest thing where anybody where it don't be a resurrection fighter, if you woke up drum, say you go hand yourself for DT Art Center, it be one of the most foolish thing where anybody feed one. Make una avoid them. It not be wise. Now, for no make this audio make it long plenty, I want to reiterate again here. Now say popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. Because popcorn, it will give us a free Ambazonian. Make una share this audio, make it reach all of the camps, make it reach all of commanders, make we refocus. This struggle it be very much winnable on we side. A lot it happen for the Republic where things they need to work fine. We're supposed to use this opportunity for liberate yourself. Now a golden opportunity where if we miss them this time, we don't ever get them again. So I thank you for listening. Make you share this audio, make it go far and wide.
Greeting for the house. I salute all man for the house. I salute all man for the house. I don't just listen for General Amokai audio we put out there. I mean, it's really heartbreaking. But I don't know if some person they fear if he send me this my message may go reach for you. Making no say the enemy in the house is more deadly than the enemy outside. Yes, the enemy wait there for inside house. It be very dangerous than the enemy wait there for outside. Because the enemy for inside house, now you know you're in and out. Now you know play where you sleep. Now you know play where you go. You know play where you go chop. You know play where you go drink mimbo. You know all you're in and out. You get to be very vigilant on that. Very, very vigilant. Yes. When you said you not only fight the war now almost going to 9 years this. War now be done support for smart long time ago. And Bali in the whole, I don't know what they convince the fighter then I convince her on a waiting. Because they be already fall for this Sokamif kind of bullshit thing them. They don't fall for this. If they know for fall for them, like how you go start with they go can't take on a weapon them. 30 weighty guns. Una be the sleep na sleep. Oh, una no know say that gun then na then they protect you. Na then they defend you. Where anyhow, una need for copy from the other generals. Talk and do as a Yahweh Father of the nation reiterate that issue for you. Why don't listen for your audio. You know they can't make noise for social media. That is how a fighter need to be. You need to come make noise. You don't already know the enemy. The real Ambazonian, the patriotic Ambazonian don't already know the enemy for ground zero. You need to can't talk. Carry your actions. When you can spread and out there, how you think say it go be. Maybe your enemy then try to go adjust, to go know say something they come. The earlier will go attack before they can attack us. So now get for know all this kind of thing. It's not everything you have to come and put out there. You get people the way you know say they stand for this independent. They stand for the freedom. They stand for support una, for provide una money, for support una at least the little way they get. Man Najela day for day. We una don't get in touch with ye. I hope say don't give advice. If una be smart enough, una will know say there are other people the way they do for that group. Now then they want carry una for go put them for some kind of play where una life no go be secure. Yes. Once you do for some group, you no need for take you years before you know say this group they be genuine. No. When you do for some group highest now messages respond, where they respond, and the messages where they come in within 2-3 messages, you know whether this group is a genuine group or not. Or these people stand for the freedom of Ambazonian or not. We don't overstay for the war where we don't know all the kind of thing then. We don't know all the kind of thing then. Some people that they can't sit down, they preach, oh, retreat, did this. You think that when you retreat, they see you tomorrow, you go free. You know go free. You not get gone, you not get nothing. Now that gun to protect you, it protect your community, it protect your family, it protect yourself. Now that gun will hold on. You choose the way you go leave that gun now. You go protect yourself how? You go protect yourself how? A day like how a snake don't enter for inside home. Forget say it take day for outside. Where the thief can hold and drag it to take cut your head. Now so they exist, now so they. The enemy for inside house, the enemy within is more dangerous than the enemy outside. Una put them for our head today. And una know the people they want and support for Lord, for the cooperate with them, for the understand. Una be teaching it to every kind. If you don't be for that group, long time you don't see how they don't talk. Now for you, if you don't retreat, long time, talk for your fighters and talk for your battalions. They say hey, this place they so. This group, these are not genuine people. These people, they are not for the interest of Ambazonia, and they are not for also our own interest. So more we retreat, we know how we take what decision. When we start the war for that day, not for some people who can't detect for now. No, it's for you to know what you're fighting for, and you people know it. You people know it very well. So I know I make the message me long plenty. Una copy for una fellow generals, talk and do. You know the city can make noise. You always see an action we don't carry on. Yes. Even a black leg there, we know those black legs. Even these hypocrite people, the way they go can say, oh, they kill civilian, this, blah, blah, blah. Na paid agent. You know, if these people can make talk how it is, that. We know all those things that is going on, and you guys best know it. Yes. Now just adjust. If you get your battalions, adjust. If you need support, Managila did it, contact, point of contact, and then they go reach out. Know where to fit chip in for support. Support very well. You know, so you don't get no battalion, you don't get nothing the way you need them. Start with the enemy within. Don't even make noise for outside. Like a surprise. You surprise them. Gather back all your weapons them. They can't take them for now, so nobody kill someone. And then when man bite you for your nose, you know fear kata. You want bite you for sure, you go to fear shit. You people need to understand all these things, eh? This is war. This is not joke. If people are taking it for granted, man, therefore we don't know what you guys don't know what you're doing. I know Bali when this thing started. I know that Bali will be the first country that will liberate themselves from the imperialist people, from this French colonial nonsense. I been not say Bali go come first. Second should be Manu. And then go get Tunja. The sister wanna go blunder because of Sokamif. I don't know what they can't give una. They can't talk for una. So they can't take una weapon, the 30-weighty weapon. In fact, you guys need to readjust. Talking too much is not good, but the action is necessary. Action speaks louder than word. Thanks, Omar, for the house. Bye for now.
A fair share of better treatment than we should even have deserved. The French representative never mixed words saying that. Don't also forget, on the 2nd of February, 2019.
My fellow people of Ambazonia, Comrade John Bakoro, he make these comments, analysis, now because of which will be happen with the French ambassador who run to come and say we've been an army general during the Rwanda genocide. We've been an army general for France. We're busy the people where they perpetrate the genocide for Rwanda. We kill more than 1 million black people, black Africans. The very French ambassador, maybe ambassador now for Yaoundé, and for the office, in La République de Gauche for the, it teach them how to commit genocide for Ambazonia. Because France want to do everything for control Ambazonia. The reason why La République don't annex Ambazonia, they commit genocide. Now for secure the French interests. So we Ambazonians, we need to understand all these things and know the reason why we get for fight this fight till we get total victory. So any man way it blink, me no say it open a door for France. After they don't drive France for Chad, they don't drive them for Central Africa, they don't drive them for Mali, they don't drive them for Burkina Faso, they don't drive them for Niger. But France one can who is super glue. You don't see Ambazonia like your own Butuku. Make I use that word. Like your own Mugu, like your own Lansa. For kind who is super glue. For sure on top of our natural resources. So that the reason that way, La République is slaughter we more than 70,000 Ambazonians people them, more than 2,000 villages and they don't be burnt. A lot of our people them, they don't be displaced. And France don't do everything for block Miwa matter not be heard in the United Nations Security Council. France don't even contact this other international media house like the BBC and Al Jazeera with La République pay the money, but they don't discuss anything about the genocide in Ambazonia. So my people of Ambazonia, with the first genocide, when I don't see where they kill our people them, throw them inside water, people that they even drink the water, they don't know say die body there for water. When I don't see where they rape, when I don't see where they drag picking the inside mud, when I don't see where they shoot small picking them, they kill them. So we know all these things, and you're gonna see the reason why many of us activists would encourage our people. So me they fund this struggle. Ambazonians are the only thing we will get them. We are doing our best for support this war. We are paying our liberation tax, diaspora, ground zero. Unless this thing not the touch now, unless we want make una contribute different people, they can't own them. They move the suffer. Move the worker all around the world, they go signal refugee, they go signal asylum all over the world. We don't scatter. We run live for our own land because of misery, because of poverty, because of genocide. When the French people they cause them, we get for resist these people. We get for resist these people, native people. Even when thief man come for your house, you take the motor piece, you take the collars, you cut the thief man your head for save your house and for save your family. Ambazonia in our house, thief man don't enter house. That thief man of France, that thief man of La République, we go for cut your head with collars, cut your head through for road with collars. That's what we go for teach these thief people them a lesson. Colonization na thief, annexation na thief. They can't thief. Why they don't drive them for Mali, for Burkina Faso. So my fellow people of Ambazonia, resistance continue. On my place they should shake no day.
I had an outing, and that is still on my YouTube channel, the GMA Connection, for anyone to go refer to, 2nd of February 2019. I had information right from the presidency in Yaoundé that the French were going to come in to try and distract us in the name of mediation through the Swiss. That was long before the Swiss came in. There are too many things that the French have done to try and frustrate our liberation movement. So when you see France now come today and put it in your head, Chris, France is party to this war. Of course. France is not an observer. It's not just a foreign nation. France is a party to this war. Yeah. Because this war in Amazonia is actually a French proxy war being fought by the Republic of Cameroon. Once you already...
When I don't hear fine, The war for Ambazonia, now France, their proxy war, but now Cameroon, they fight them for them. Because they no one can present themselves like white people inside Africa where they kill Africans indirectly. So they get for use now La Republic soldiers them for kill Ambazonians them. So now French, their proxy war, what will be the reason for the war? The day after our oil, the day after our gold, a lot of gold for that side on Donga Mountain. The day after our uranium, the day after bauxite for the BLM, iron ore for Momo. Now till the day France, the day after, they don't say Ambazonia be very rich. Oil palava, you know only dinner for Indian. Oil day for this water we no pity with the worker for now they call them again. That dam. All those places, them oil wells, them they fit get 3 or 4 oil wells them for day. Land oil day from Batibo, so they enter for Manu. Timber, all those things them. Now they see the France, even cocoa, even banana, France no they live them. Now desperate people them, now poor people them, but they use that thief for survive. Now why the way ambassadors they suffer, ambassadors they suffer all over the world. You go say for China, they did it. You go for Chad, you go see them for day. You go for Equatorial Guinea, you go see young ambassadors picking them where they work and do prostitution for survive. You go for Gabon, you go see Abrombi for day. I see small girls them, they do prostitution for survive. Even this war where they go on, so this internally displaced, small picking them, they work and do prostitution for survive. Now the situation that way, annexation, colonization, and genocide don't put you for day. That's why I say we have to fight. We don't have to relent our effort. We don't have to blink. We have to fight for our country. We have to fight for our land. Just like Burkina Faso did, just as Mali did. Now they don't enjoy their freedom because they don't chase this bastard them away where they call and say France. So we wanna understand very well. So the war for Ambazonia now France. Now they are worried that they fight them for stiff for natural resources. We know I'm fine. And now why don't we see the casual leader them, they lock them. They lie for their head, they lock them. All that thing the France they fight this war. So make now education be very, very important. This one the comrade and sons.
Know therefore that the war that we are facing, the genocide in Ambazonia, is a French proxy genocide exercise. Then you should understand that nothing good can ever come out of France. I'd like to refer you to the tweet.
Again, let me continue here with the idea of what they call the Ambazonian State Army that he renamed. I mean, the then President Sarko, now an ex-president, is naming Ambazonian State Army as usual. We know how these boys were put in place by the LGs. As already mentioned, how the stick that are using today were bought by the LGs. That the federal government never bought a stick to any fighting force in Amazonia. These were all the money that I already mentioned that flowed into the presidency. We never had a stick that was bought for these boys by the central government or federal government. So if somebody can now claim that they are my forces, when he never bought a stick to any of the fighting groups, is disingenuous. The very people that are calling coup plotters work hard tirelessly to get the material those boys have. And he is today calling some of them, and that brainwashing those boys And they can often ask, where is this person fighting? Where is this person? Precisely where is Anu fighting? Because that's why you always says in his audio. Ladies and gentlemen, let's reason this thing this way. A little bit behind, we can reflect at a time these boys back, they were being infiltrated by individuals. One of the UN's audio, he mentioned that the dictator, the Mabaretas, where they were calling these boys and talking to them. We decried the fact that we wanted them to work as a unit. We never wanted them to be divided or divided allegiance. Let them work as a unit, as a team. So if today, I know that is saying every day is president, or let's say Marianta came before Ano. If Marianta came, he would have gone outside fighting for everybody. I want to find my own fighters, and run in behind these boys for some of the boys to come and fight under her. After Marianta, Comrade Chris came in, he should then run to these boys are fighting that who is my own? Come to me, come to me. Shall we be doing favor for ourselves by continuously trying to divide the boys or confuse them? A reasonable person would know that just as no Peter was fighting for the king, I'm fighting for Ambazonia. If you want to support me, support me. Don't assume that I must come and be fighting under you before you recognize that I'm fighting for Ambazonia. If you want to support me, you recognize what I'm doing, support me, and I will do it. I think that is the right approach to that. So that go out there and start confusing these boys. They should come and fight under me. That aside, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the boys that the Sako people named through Mr. UN. That they already, especially the warriors. Those are the guys that are making us proud today that are still fighting. But they are named them that they saw the revolution. Today they are claiming that they are an Ambazonian state army. Yesterday they were saying that they already saw the revolution. You cannot build a team. The country cannot build a team. Or an individual cannot claim ownership of a team without investing in that team. When no PT moved to Boy to organize those boys, they wanted no PT dead or alive. They went after no PT. As per Sagon's audios, his confession that the Mr. President asked him to go and kill no PT. Sagon was his god in Gogetunja at the time. Since he said no PT already saw the revolution, he now wanted no PT dead or alive, as per UN's audios at the time. One expert that no PT did in Larabri to Cameroon, they say, well, it was not no PT, it was not no PT, it was Larabri that did it to prop up no PT so that no PT should then gather all of those boys and bring them to Larabri to Cameroon. Has that happened today? Until no PT is not today, is no way to be found today. Did that happen? How do we sit and people fabricate stories just in a bit to keep on knocking our heads? And they continuously do that. And we think that they are being helpful to the struggle. The one thing we fail to know, as you are trying to bring down A, that is not only affecting A. It's affecting plus you who is trying to bring him down and afford the struggle as a whole. You may be priding and say, oh, I'm going to deal with this person. Think twice. When this person is taken out, does that help the revolution or it retards the revolution? That aside, Larabri was after no PT. And the Mr. President was sending his own people to go and kill no PT. After that time, no PC disappeared. Sargon confessed because he refused to kill no pity. He then propped up the Olebro as per their audios, not me, their audios, to get rid of Sargon. If you get a commander-in-chief that they say is the king that they given to Ambazonia, who is behaving this way, well, they've already crowned him king. That's why I continue to say the king. There's no way he's there. I mean, they say it's fufu tie for mouth. Say they already crowned him king. What are we going to do? But now the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, the king Olibiala died fighting this fight. We never had anybody at his level until no pity came up. The two guys, amongst others. But the guy could not have the courage to say, I'm sorry that a soldier like him died. They came up with stories from this Mr. UN. That he's in Angola, whether he says it's Angola, I know I'm taking his brother, he's hiding somewhere, he has escaped of the revolution, this and this and this, he's running somewhere. They were carrying an investigation. We're waiting for the investigation to date. They'll not be able to tell us where finally Anu is hiding his brother as they claim at the time. Number one fighter in Ambazonia died at the battlefield. At the king that they want us to accept. Would not at any one man just write a condolence letter to the family or to the 5 people that were fighting under him, regretting the loss. It's unfortunate. And we decry dictatorship somewhere else. And today, he's shattered the constitution that he took one oath to defend. When I took it, they changed almost everything. Okay, he's going to be nothing. We get to Boya. Or created institution that was supposed to be done by the Restoration Council. When they argued the constitution, did the constitution give anybody the right to dissolve the voice of the people? That was our parliament or our Restoration Council? And proclaim himself the only person that can do anything in the struggle. All the rest are sold. And the worst thing is that at any one time, you see us coming together like what I saw last 2-3 days ago, Comrade Chris and Mbakuru, provoked the UN and the rest to come and start narrating stories. And ladies and gentlemen, all of us do believe and we do yearn for our fighters to come together. If there is one person who is refusing vehemently to be part of that group, and we refuse to call that out, this revolution is not an individual's revolution. It was a grassroots revolution. The fact that you were chosen to lead at the time, no matter you are going to remain there for life. And what you should do is to do everything in your power to make sure we come together and fight and we started, and you were leader at the time. But when it ended, you're untied, you say, no, I'm not going to go anywhere, I'm going to be here, and you decide to divide us, and when you run it somewhere there, is only. And the worst thing is, that as per UN's audio, he says when collaboration is mentioned, Mr. President collaborating with who? With them, with the audience, and he knows that he cannot deliver Ambazonia. We must deliver Ambazonia, and not one person can deliver Ambazonia. So if you are refused and know that you cannot do that, and you don't want to work with any other person, what effort are you then doing to make sure, if you say these people are corrupt, they look for those who are not corrupt and work with them. But no effort is directed toward that direction. No effort. We want to see how much energy is exerted to bring in those who you think are not corrupt to work with them. As I said, no effort is directed toward that direction. So what are we in essence saying? We know that I cannot do something. And you say, I cannot leave this place. Are you helping the struggle? The person they accuse every day, they talk is out there running. And let me point out something here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what divided, what brought about the friction between Sako and Ano was the fact that Ano suggested that should broaden the base and bring the rest of the people in. People are leaving the revolution. Money is not coming as it used to come. They need to do something so as to broaden and bring people that were here, let them come back. And when I was suggesting that they can even, the government that is on, they can even be dissolved and let people come and create another structure or create another government. That's why the word coup protest, how dare you criticize your master. It was a memo sent to the executive branch, a member of government, suggesting that. But that memo was leaked out. I got it from Mr. UN. When I wanted to find out how does it get stuff like this, because that was not the only case. He told me somebody gave him in Yaoundé. Somebody sent it to him from Yaoundé. I said, Yaoundé? Who is that person in Yaoundé that is sending you information from our government and the person is sending it to you? How did he get to the person in Yaoundé? He replied to me was, what is important is the material is what is on the complaint and not who gave the materials. And the rest of it, we remember at one of his audio, he was saying that he's talking with hierarchies in Yaoundé, even with ministers. Let them don't look at me as a lightweight activist. He speaks with hierarchy in Yaoundé and even with the ministers. And maybe he was bluffing or he meant what he said. So does it give you some connection to something? What I'm trying to say here is we are here trying to make sure we come together and move forward. But somebody, the resistor, is going to collaborate with who? I know that he cannot produce alone. So what is his program? What is his vision for the future for Ambazonia? We are not seeing any effort directed. People are contacting him or trying to contact him to come to the fold. He will not succumb. I thought they had a government that was built on solid rock. But I hear Mr. UN every day shouting the Ela, the Titas, they ran away, they are afraid to take them off. One thing UN does not know is that Sako is the weakest administrator you can see in life. I mean weak. Even when the problem between Iringwa and Secretary Chris, a president presides over a meeting, sanctioned a fundraising for ABC. And when the fundraising was running, the director of our research mobilization came and said, no, it should stop. And it stopped. The president was authorized that. The Secretary of State demanded, but the director stopped it. And you think that is a president? His presence is supposed to be regarded as supreme. But he cannot even bear defend his decision that they took in a cabinet meeting. I'll leave it here. Okay, if I want to be talking here, it will take me 6 hours. But my concern here is the constant audio from the Sarkozy camp complaining, oh, they want to sue the revolution, or Bill story. I want to ask them what happened with the case that we went to court, that they took us to court. When that case was decided upon, he came and told them, no, the case is not ended. Say, go and do the Akamba. Have they gone back? Can a case go to court and come back with a decision reached on that case by the presiding judge? We continue to be fooled every day. Ambazonian, be wise. And in all of the, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when we make audios, there are the little errors we make when you talk, small grammatical error, all those things. I want us to disregard that because you don't have the ability or the means to go that correct or proofread. So all those little things will just go like that. So I'm appealing that we ignore such error. We might call them typo errors or audio errors. Just ignore them and get by the message that is being sent across. And with that, I wish Ambazonia the best. I just wanted to throw some light into all of these things for us to understand one or two things. Those who understand it, that's fine. Those who never heard about it will get something out of it. God bless us. Ladies and gentlemen, let me continue from here. I did mention about the finances. As per Mr. UN's audio, you would imagine that somebody is asking somebody, a comrade, to come and pay back the 130,000 that he took from the Ambazonian struggle. And I think that has been explained. But except you are a little bit confused or do not know your left to right, let me try to recall to Mr. UN what he knows best, but has willfully refused to admit to the fact that all the monies, I want to say almost all the money that we had in the revolution went through SACO. And at the time we called him to come for audit, he refused to appear for an audit. Of which the annual he is accusing did appear for the audit. ABC was audited, but Mr. President refused to appear for an audit. Let them tell us. Let me try to remind them here how much, if somebody can be asking for 230,000, how much Ambazonian people are asking from the king that they have crowned for Ambazonia. I'll not mention here my trip to Ghana because 400 million and 13,000. I will not mention that because he did ask for forgiveness. That if he was given the second opportunity, he was going to do it differently. I forgave him, all of us forgave him for that. He was forgiven. But let's go only to our drafts. Every draft that was conducted, each LGA had to pay in 20% of how much they collected to the presidency. We have the CID, encouragingly was passing through that time. We had president baskets, sometimes 10,000, sometimes 8,000, sometimes in that range. We had what we used to call lava storm that produced a lot of money. If Mr. UN can ask his king where all these monies went to, it would do us a lot of good. Alongside this, the FACO draft, I think it was 2020, the president decided to take it into the presidency. By so doing, refusing to accept the will of the people, Mr. UN and myself sat in some of those meetings trying to see how we could bridge the gap between the then format of Mountain Lions and the newly elected executive of FACO. But it didn't work. The president disregarded the will of the people, sided by Mr. Format. In the midst of that, he took all finances of FACO into the presidency. If you ask about all the money we contributed, the drive we did to stop the game that was supposed to take place in Victoria, all were in the presidency. if they are able to tell us where all those monies went to. He promised that he was going to form an ad hoc committee for FACO, from the very early age, to manage the affairs of FACO, and for subsequently the money. That ad hoc committee was never created until 2020. Never created. At the games in Victoria, no gunshot was made. And FACO's monies, he never bought even a stick for any. Let me generalize it here. In all of these monies, if FACO at any one time bought a stick for any fighting force in Ambazonia, let him prove me wrong. Then you ask yourself, because diplomacy, during draft, we always drafting for diplomacy. So was that money meant to be running the presidency? All the monies are mentioned running the presidency. What activities were taking place at the time at the presidency? These hundreds of millions. Where did that money go to? And of course, he refused to account for all of those monies. So if somebody could tell it, actually somebody 120, 130, if at all they are right to doing that, how much more of the amount that I just mentioned here, all the money I mentioned here? See, in the light of management in terms of finances, can Mr. UN explain to what happened with the Mogamo, the draft of the year? Because Mogamo topped the lists, all the LGAs. I think almost 400, between $300 something thousand dollars. All this, I know that all this money did not come in. But the one that was going to the presidency from CID, from the 20%, all of those money, FACO, all those things went to the presidency. At the time, what I'm talking about Mogamo, at the time Mogamo drifted away from the rest of the county, who were struggling to say how we could bring Mogamo back so that we work together. We complained, the chairman of the Momo County at the time complained to Mr. President. To his greatest surprise, Mr. President was working behind the scene with the poor Mogamo, disregarding an elected official of the county. He decided to work behind the scene with Mogamo. Not even contacted the chairman of the Momo County to see what was happening. It ignored the chairman who complained to him, but decided to work because money was there. And they squandered that money from Mogamo. Rather send somebody to Nigeria and abandon them from over there. But the court is, you are president. It is but normal to contact your representative in that area to ask what was happening. But you're working behind your representative in that area and refuse to let him know that something was going on between you and the runaway LGA. And what happened to that money? It disappeared. So what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, for all of these programs that I just mentioned, the Mr. President never bought a stick for any LGA. We know how these sticks for our boys were bought by the LGA themselves. We grew ourselves, contribute money and bought the sticks our boys are using even to date. None of them came from the presidency. And if somebody is asking somebody 130,000 with all of these monies, and that's the money they are giving to us as the king of Ambazonia. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So if Mr. UN wants to ask questions about money, let him first of all ask his president, whom I know to the best of my ability, he was impeached and removed from power. And if you want to dispute this fact, I wanted to tell us what Ayuk did that we all approve his impeachment that Sako hasn't done. Even worse. If they are able to answer this question, Sako led the impeachment of Ayuk, rightly so anyway, and he came back, did the same thing. He was impeached, and they're arguing that he was not supposed to be impeached. And let me clarify something. Sako was not impeached because of mismanagement. He was impeached. Mismanagement was just a sort of a support to why he was impeached. It was in non-respect of the Constitution, which I'm not going to go into that here right now, that he was impeached. Well, often hear his people asking, evidence, you're going to give evidence, going to give evidence. Go to the Constitution. You see the evidence in that Constitution why he was impeached. Or just reflect on why he was impeached. You will see his own deeds or reason for which he was impeached. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll end this one here. I was just giving highlight of the finances, how much money was supposed to have gone to the presidency that have not been accounted for, that refused to appear for an audit, but yet somebody is there running and asking about 130,000. What about the millions? I'll come back with what he calls, whether it's Ambazonian army or what, I don't know.
His Royal Highness Seseku Awonchong Bate Ignatius, the financial prognoser Agwo. Chief Henry Takan Agbo of the world beyond. Professor Tibiri, Ekuka Sunday. Chifa Batio, Tiobochi. Omomu, Chifa Batio, Tiobochi. Omomu, Chifa Batio, Tiobochi. Ayo, Chifa Batio, Tifo. Fabato. What's your number? Sisiku Christopher Arato Nsengagwe Oyim Kankan Papa Tiogbe Ata Joseph Awasa Anowa Koso Yewo Wayo Chifa Bateo Chokoro Papa Kebo Chifa Bateo Chokarara Arwambo Chifa Bateo Monobasio Chifa Bateo Eyamba Mfo Sisiku George Bawa Atlanta Georgia Nsengagwe Agwe Chokore Chifa Bateo Barundo Batiaka, Kune Batioka, Ayatose, Amamako Chanapi, Amamako Bato, Matsumango, that's the one you do, Jambato, Matsumango, Omomo, Fafunio, Matsumango, Matsumango, Vice Chair Maurice Atale, Naimo, Sete Kun Senkanda et Armstrong, now what's the for Kankango? Purkiva Burna for Cambo, Alpha, Purkiva Burna for Cambo, Omomo, Purkiva Burna for Cambo, Purkiva Burna for Cambo, Matsumango, Fokada President, Mr. Enoke Mwabel, Ajo, Sisikutame James of USA, Agwo, Purkiva Burna for Cambo, Purkiva Burna for Cambo. Purkiva Burna for Cambo, Purkiva Burna for Cambo, Matsumango, Tiotakan Waters, Matsumango, 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 Abel Funi, Mfachitwo, Mosenen Kakwai, Abelo, Je Enoke Wasawol, Ekuwana. Chief Custom Takanke, Papa no, Mfundi Bana Marabobo, Amavisio, Mfundi Bana Maruma, Mfuni bana marabe oh mfuni bana marabe yebo tato wetu mfuni bantu mako oh eta bana machebe sefo eno kone kwena mafere yo fachito kone kwena yo mafere yo fachito eno kone kwena yo mafere yo fachito eno kone kwena yo mafere yo fachito manyangaro awoto kudensa jo Mosenen, yikakwa, ha, echochinyo bamanganga, abono, mfuni mafatimbo mamoro, enogone kwena miu, mafere yo fachito, enogone kwena miu, mafere yo fachito. Eto mfuni kukame goboke bakame yo. Wobiyoko tambi akote ato. Abe mfuni yo goboro, matu sendoka. Ebunja majo, makonya jo. The oracle of parable. Molikati said to Mamma to Pame, Gobo, Molikati said to Mamma to Pame, Gobonche, Molikati said to Mamma to Pame, Gobonche, Molikati said to Mamma to Pame, Gobonche, Yavikia Mamma to Pame, Gobonche, Bangatoria, Mamma to Pame, Gobonche, oh, Mamma to Pame, Gobonche, Molikati said to Mamma to Pame, Gobonche, among us, someone no Gabikio. Minister Victor Mengon, special duty at the presidency. Ajo, I told myself to bank at the phone whenever I collect to bank at the phone whenever I told myself to bank at the phone whenever I told myself to bank at the phone whenever Ma, I want to Samaria. Ajo, whenever I collect to bank at the phone whenever I collect to bank at the phone whenever I told myself to bank at the phone whenever I want to back your I watch your battle, I want the shining light. I want to feel you home. Bang and Jamaica. I feel in Jamaica. I'm a no. If I'm in Jamaica, me you. I feel in Jamaica. If I'm in Jamaica, if you're in Jamaica, Fokada US and different. Ajo. Even I know, Torome. Even I know, Romoche. Even I know, Torome. Even I know, Romoche. If I'm ever I know, watch your party. Even I know, Romoche. If I'm ever I know, if I watch you, even I know, Romoche. Even I know, I want ever for even I know, I want even I know, yeah, but I'm ever I know, Ambassador Big Martin of Brazil. For monsieur, I want to battle, no, I'm a young, I know, I'm a no, funny mamma, I'm a no, on your mamma, I'm a young, Sister, a poor curiosity, I know, now went to know, about mamma, I was some about your mamma, I'm a young, a phone for you, I'm a young, a phone for you, I want to battle, I'm a no, a phone for you, I want you to have a man in the Nabano.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the feed I brought into this house, first of all, greeting to this house. That feed I brought about above there is for us to reflect on certain issues. The voice of reason is not that we shout all the time. It's that makes some little noise from a distant or from a distant. When you search your inner self, there are lots and lots of things that we do that in our inner selves we know that this is correct. Because of the community in society which we find ourselves, we often do not want to come out to say this is correct. Only the courageous will do that. Take, for instance, I'm going to give instances here. Where we Sako. When the man they call, he had no stood up to say no. the revolution were dwindling. We need to bring people in. Lots of people felt that. And that's why after that, we had about 6, if I'm not mistaken, 7 secretaries that might not have had that courage to say it, that followed him our left circle. Those other ones felt the impact. There's some sort of intransigence. We're giving an untold impact on the struggle. Ladies and gentlemen, there's quite a lot that can be impacted from the audio. There's something we say, or from the video anyway. Forgive and forget and forgive. We means that a situation where you forget and forgive, you move on. But when you make it a cardinal point in you that you must always bring it up and sell it as a point of a sort of a winning message, you will never forget and forgive. You'll never forget and you'll never forgive. But you are trying to keep it alive every time. That guy in that audio, in that video, there is trying to deny the fact that how is racism or class division coming on here? But the perpetrator of that person, the person doing it, sees a lot of reason to do it. And when you do that every time, even in our daily lives, your wife is making a lot of noise. The best thing is to try to calm you down, let her continue. Or you are making a lot of noise, the wife will do the other side of it. So we think that what you say must be the right thing to be done. You must keep singing it, racism, racism, racism. How can that remain? How can that fix the situation? It is difficult to. Racism, racism. And let me take it a little bit further here because maybe it's going to turn on most of us here. But only 2-3% will listen to what I'm saying here. When I grew in Ngi, we used to go to O'Shea to go buy rice. That rice was often eaten only on Christmas days. And in Ngi, we know that O'Shea, we go to Bako behind O'Shea there. Well, actually, where rice was produced, but the popular market was O'Shea market. Always going to buy rice towards Christmas. You went to where you know the material is sold. Will you blame he who came there to buy, or you blame he who was selling that rice? So a buyer will go to where the material is available. What I'm trying to say here, ladies and gentlemen, is that the slave trade that we cry every day is racism, racism. The white man needed workers to work in their plantations. And they had to go to the market for where the people to work for their plantation was available. They came to Africa. Were they the one that forced Africans to be selling their people? Of course not. Well, let us say they said that coming they encouraged them to go more. Finally, first of all, they came there, the market was available in Africa. They came there to look for material from their plantations, where they thought the material was available, and where they thought the market was available. But what we made, the Africans made the market available. They followed and came there to buy what they needed to for their plantations. Let's leave aside the treatment in those plantations. But the problem is we made it available that we had the commodity that they needed. If we did not make it available, they would not have come to us to buy that. Few persons will buy into this premise. You say, why did they come? But when you search more, you know the reason. I wanted to put aside the treatment they have because it might be what nobody want to. But when we keep on trying to sell the idea or promote it that it must continue to be, every problem must have a solution. And that solution has to do with simple understanding, forgive, forget, and forgive. Look at this young guy during the Trump speech in Congress last 2, 3 days, 4 days. That black guy who had wished to be a police officer was being promoted, the honorary entitlement or title. But it was difficult for everyone to accept that that is what that young black guy wanted to be because of cancer, tumor. That guy went through 14 surgeries. He's a black guy. And some of here will say, oh, well, for black people suffer. But that's the black person that will be honored. We refuse to even stand and say, thank you for recognizing one of us. Take it the other way around. What I mean, if that guy was a white, or that guy was a black and being humiliated by a white, the same will say, oh, because they don't want to see black guy, they're wicked, they're doing this, because he is black. But it is the same black that says he stands for the black, who don't recognize that's a 13-year-old black guy wanted to be a police officer. And because it's his situation. Because of that ambition to serve his nation, it was recognized as a, but people refuse to cheer him up. And these are the people who say this person is us taking care of him. And America is held in Russia. Intervention happened as he brought back home. To an advanced age mother. We could not even rejoice that that person came back home. The daughter of a woman is murdered. We could not sympathize with that woman whose daughter was murdered. And we pride ourselves as defending democracy or standing for these people that I'm saying here. Ladies and gentlemen, our conscience will always act. And as I say, there are lots and lots of this that we sympathize with. But because the community in which we find ourselves, it is difficult to say, oh, I disapprove of this. We don't fall in line. But until we are able to stand up and say, no, this cannot go. If the unknown did not stand and say, no, it could not be like this. They had the courage to tell Sako no. But would everybody buy into that? There are lots and lots of our brothers and sisters in that group that know that, but this was the right thing to do. Because they've identified themselves with the other side, they say, oh, maybe I will just stay quiet. And they say, those who are the good people that allow evils to strive are equally evil. Until you speak out and say this is wrong. And to crown it on, my reason for bringing this thing out here is that If we think that we cannot lay something to rest, we cannot forget and forgive, how do we fix the situation? And we make it a point of the fact that it must be pronounced at every level. Racism, racism, racism. When we keep singing, when can we fix it? When can we forgive? When can we forget and forgive for the society to strive? Do we mean that all that will completely erase from our community or from our side? No, it will not. But it's each and every one of us to think that let's forget and forgive for to move forward. That's why we strive here every day, collaboration. If you cannot collaborate, even with this blood brother, how do you expect to go and collaborate with somebody that you don't even know, you've never met? Ladies and gentlemen, the governing body of this Ambazonian struggle, we are under claiming it. We know this is the real body that governs Ambazonia. We go out all the time singing, oh, that guy, or this, our party, or is, and they keep on selling us this idea that I'm bringing here. They will not want to forget about it. Everything is good how you can remedy the situation. But then, are we prepared to remedy the situation? You cannot remedy if you cannot forget and forgive. We're all human. We'll always err. But then when we do, it's sufficient to say, well, maybe I made a mistake. Forgive me. And we move on. Because it will always happen. Don't I want to make this thing somewhere they say, Uncle B, you have come without your preaching. But this is meant to awaken us to the reality of life. The reality of life and our consciences. What will judge us tomorrow? Add to our revolution. We are not ready to forgive or forget and forgive. We are beating around the bush. And you always say it must be my way, must be your way. If we are ready to forgo the fact that racism as the society we find ourselves, it must be kept alive all through. How do we move ahead with such tendencies? They develop interest to end situations that do not advance our progress. God bless us.
I don't match that people then today. I don't match them fine. We gone. I shoot them fine. Kiki them. They don't pass the elite quarter. I don't pass na 2 times this way. They land from up. They don't call me from up. Say 3 don't sleep to plus 3-day injury. They don't carry that big man. They run for gold. Verify from up. You yeah.
Chamber, Nelson, you don't come back for begin talk about people. You don't come for talk the way forward, or you come now for talk about people. Now what will be wrong with you? When I don't chop the money when I take them for we finish, you want come bring, you want come me they contribute different one give you. Now wait. People they define way they feel move forward. You come they talk about people. I beg no make some money just a fend for your front. If you think about that money for 2020, where we not carry and go, and you can't open your mouth, they talk for you. You just take your time. Because if you make an all we go come out, take wood ash, follow una for back. Because you got that money for 2020.
Fellow Amazonians, good morning. Day today, number 18 day inside the month of March 2025. We are bringing security and situational analysis of the war. We will list the Republic of Cameroon don't start to face sanctions. And today, we will start by analyzing one of the sanctions where the Republic of Cameroon is facing. We will listen to this and CNN journalists make it up. We will hear the way the Republic of Cameroon, the country, Cameroon, they among the countries away. America don't put that for list, for ban them. Make no animal with the Republic of Cameroon passport, you know, if you travel for America. Now listen to the audio and then we analyze. Now listen.
If you're African, you may soon be banned from coming to the U.S. The Trump administration is considering travel restrictions on 22 African nations.
The Trump administration is reportedly considering another travel ban, floating restrictions on 43 countries and an all-out ban on 11 more.
This is how it breaks down. Somalia, Sudan, and Libya, total travel ban for everyone. Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Eritrea, severe visa restrictions. And 17 other African countries will have 60 days to address concerns, or they could also face the same fate. Those countries are Angola, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Cabo Verde, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Brazzaville, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Liberia, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, Sao Tome and Principe, and Zimbabwe. This is still a draft list, so it could change.
Yes, Amazonians then. Now don't listen for that also. Let me say, the United States government under President Donald Trump don't give the Republic of Cameroon 60 days. They don't give them 60 days for address with the policy concern. Remember, I don't say diplomatic issues, they didn't ever talk about that. So the government for United States don't tell our Republic which way they expect them, make them move these 60 days. If they don't do it, they will ban them, make no man from our Republic of travel for go America. Now, why are they analyzing this news? And they analyze this news because that way Joe Biden will gain power, that way the former president for America will gain power. If he talks about the administration, he talks say they don't restrict people the way they cause war for which way they call at that time say northwest and southwest of Cameroon. Say they don't restrict that people them, make them go, make them don't fit enter America. So when these people the way we talk about, if we don't say they don't be put the name there for the people for the side of the Republic. But which way we know that say among these people for the side for Amazonia, the leader of the Ambazonian liberation, Dr. Ayaba, they be restricting and the team where they don't fit go America for go do any diplomatic issue. So now one thing that way that Joe Biden before, and the reason why Joe Biden be doing that is because Joe Biden it is support the Republic of Cameroon. Why? Because the Republic of Cameroon they accept the ambassador way Joe Biden appointed, the American ambassador way Joe Biden appointed for Cameroon, where he be that gay na man way the sleep na man pikin. Now understand? Gay na man way the marry another man, or woman way marry another woman. So Joe Biden be appointed that kind of person, then he can be ambassador for the Republic of Cameroon. So we don't say when they appointed this thing they so they against African cultures. So the Republic of Cameroon are the only African country where he accept that, and we accept that. Joe Biden now completely now forgetting about anything. Just give the Republic of Cameroon the full right for do anything for Amazonia, kill people them, Joe Biden don't ever do anything. So now President Trump don't win the election. And President Trump don't ban that way they call us a gay, or woman with the marry another woman, and man with the marry another man. President Trump don't ban them. So if he then catch America, you know that again, he will go prison. And not be only prison, sometimes not but you will just you fit die for prison. So they don't ban them now. And now President Trump the administration, thanks to the lobby firm where the AG of C don't hire and make the lobby the Amazonian cause for Washington. If do this lobby firm they do a great job for make sure say the President Trump the administration cancel that restriction where Joe Biden be put on the leader of the Ambazonian liberation, Dr. Ayaba and his team. Say make they don't fit America for do diplomatic issues, and beat up lawmakers, and beat up diplomats for push the Ambazonian struggle. So they work on the President Trump administration, they work on that, and the good news now that say President Trump administration now don't give the Republic 60 days for doing it, for address the concern, and among the concern the way they don't give them for diplomatic information we don't get them. It shows say they don't tell the Republic say making negotiate with Amazonia leadership in order to end that war for Amazonia. Now one of the concern that say making make sure say he re-engage for negotiate with the Amazonian leadership for end that war for Amazonia. Now one of the concern that we will not get that for one diplomatic cables and for one diplomatic intelligence inside Washington. By so doing, so the Republic gets 60 days for tell America whether he don't do what they tell them. And if he don't do it, they'll ban all our public citizens. No one will go American again. And the sanction, they don't understand. More and more sanction, it become all our public Cameroon. So we on the Amazonian side, we just need for the resist, and resist. And now, I analyze this audio so that make Oma understand how this war is going on. Make Oma understand how we before be very careful in order for resist our public Cameroon, especially the Amazonian forces on ground zero. We're gonna share this audio, make it go viral as I will come for tomorrow with more analysis on the channel.
Okay, the time don't come. Now me movement I to talk. Now the kind of thing them where when we try for Sam say me better day. The people they feel like say that they lost every day. Why you get for the first the panic like you the lost? This struggle don't be now the one way now people them they fight for see whether they lost or they win. Or now all we get for the loss or the win. We all know say unity na good thing. Now only na small unity, just the fact say John Akura come for ABS talk, they talk for people, and yesterday happened for sure. How Ambazonian they desperately need unity. Just that two people for come together, we see how we population pull the ABS pull people. Just that two people, the pull people. When they see hope for unity to come, but you see the very people that they hate unity like crazy that them deals for outside today. They talk how this be that. They YouTuber nation, I don't know what to be wrong with this guy. If this guy actually be, I don't know what happen. We not just get fairness for ourselves. We don't be honest. We don't just try for see where to be the good one, where to be the bad one. How you go manage the fight? Just indication for say people then they come together. It been a threat for Sako. He come onto see the kind of people they come outside now. What be the reason for all the YouTuber, all these things the YouTuber needs to come to talk? Wait to make the sense. What is the worry we? If Sako say no one coming for unity, me find place B. Me the watch everybody do me that say when I don't know whether for inside that show yesterday someone even call Sako in name or talk about anything. Why they frighten the YouTuber them and the Sako come? Why they frighten them? They say they don't get a government in Boya. Since that day, we never. I don't know how the government in Boya don't make we then get Ambazonian. What did they frighten them? Anyway, we hope for better days. We'll see whether anyway, we don't all way we know now say we want unity, and in how whether unity come, whether a collaboration or whatever, it could take we too far. And we want them. If they care, they go cry for backside there. They care, they send 1,000 audio the backside for one audio maybe 3 hours. That one that they are on. Now them that wait if they feel man see how they will succeed.
Ladies and gentlemen and fellow Ambazonians, sometimes when you don't talk, oftentimes it's not because you don't have what to say or reacting to the contributions of others. It is because at one time you will not want to give relevance to certain audios out there. But keeping silent for too long sometimes is damaging to an organization or to a struggle like the one that we find ourselves in. Because some people are taking upon themselves to make sure they bring others down, so as to remain the only cock that can crow in the arena. This struggle was not meant to be that. It was a grassroots struggle, bottom up. Some people might be struggling to bring down others by formulating stories, slanders, fabrication, conspiracy theories, every day. The truth doesn't last. I mean, lies telling doesn't last, but the truth lasts. The truth endures forever. And at one time, the lies telling will catch up with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm reacting here to the barrage of a series of audio from the Sako scam. Every time, we have all reason to criticize who does what. But when you've been warned and you refuse to listen to the warning, you all have yourself to blame. But there's one thing that is peculiar in this struggle, ladies and gentlemen. We think that if I bring down A, then I will succeed. As you are trying to bring down A lot of things are going wrong. And as a lot of things are going wrong, they are affecting the struggle. And when they are affecting the struggle, it's not only that person you are trying to bring down that is being affected. It's all of us. So to trying to repair the situation, it is often right to clarify certain things or certain pronouncements from people who think that they must bring down somebody in a bid to selling themselves as the only angel in the struggle. And they will tell you, without us, nothing can go ahead. Nothing can move without Sako. So Sako has held the struggle hostage. And you would imagine that if we all came here with a non-biased mind, you would think that we should be reaching out to everybody. But then it's a taboo to certain quarters that when they see leaders or people talking or trying to come together, they go, they formulate stories. And I'm not saying that formulating stories, but 80% of those stories that goes out there have always to mislead Ambazonians. The case was Comrade Chris and Comrade Akuru on TV 2-3 days ago. That provoked the Sakos camp through Mr. UN to come here and give us lectures, conspiracy theories, and he calls them fact. I think he thinks that we are like kindergarten children that do not know the left and right, so he should be able to lecture and tell us or decide for us or tell who is who and who is not who. If I know that has been their problem all along, if Ambazonia were not saying in what Anu is doing, he would not have been having even one person following him or listening to him. But people listen to him because they see what he does. And the time put him for this struggle. That's why the truth must always prevail. Let me explain two aspects of UN's audio yesterday or 2 days ago. And it talks about 130,000 that ANO took from the revolution. Anybody hearing that, ladies and gentlemen, would think that ANO took 230,000 from the struggle. With them, it fluctuates, sometimes 120, sometimes 130, sometimes 150, because no truth is found in those statements. And if I want to explain it here, it's going to take the whole time. I would like to just try to say how I can give in brief how the 130,000 came about. It was actually 78,000. Per the Secretary of Defense that was running the program at the time. ANO go out there. His approach, he tried to find out how we could get materials for our boys. In good faith, we all were trying to see how we could buy materials for our boys. He takes the program to Mr. President, and his own ends there. Mr. President and his Secretary of Defense at the time ran the program. The requisitions were done by the President, the Treasurer will pay it out. And when the program failed, now Anu came and took 130,000. Who's time? And when you take a problem to your senior or your master for assessment, if he examines, assesses, and sees that the program is genuine and approve of it, is he not supposed to bear carry the blame too? Well, every time when Mr. UN talks, they will say, okay, our 130,000. That's how they wanted it. Anu wasn't working this way. They don't even know when the money was paid. They don't even know what was happening when they were running the program until he failed. But when his own was to get the program, they give to Mr. President. Mr. President was running the program. Unfortunately, the program failed. The amount of money that was used for that program is the one that say Anu came and took that 130,000. The second point here is the CDC. I would say come back to this idea of defense. The second point of that he often every time mentions is the CDC deal. See, the CDC approaches Comrade Chris. Again, Comrade Chris takes it to the president. That is something here. I think if we can engage, I said this, it can give us some funding for our struggle on this and this from the CDC. All the same, CDC is just a little fraction onto the whole country. We want to take the whole country. That will help us to buy materials. It takes it to the president buys into it, enlisted the services of the FACO chair at the time, who was running the program. And when the last contingent of papers to be signed was sent in, the FACO chair forwarded the papers to the president. And the president cut him off the program. He could not reach the president anymore. He then went to Craig to say, but what happened with the program? I've been trying to reach the president, I cannot reach the president. And then Craig was saying that, but then I was about to ask, but you guys, you and the president, for what was happening, because I don't know what was happening. I was thinking that you were the one to tell me what was happening. Then the guy then said, no, the president, he cannot reach the president. They now both reach the president. The president said, I disallow the program. It is the prerogative to allow it or disallow it. But under normal administrative procedures, you were supposed to explain why to the person who was running the program and the person who brought the program, a member of government. You did not have the courtesy to say, oh, I disallowed that program because of this, and you just stayed you until they came asking for you to say, oh, I disallowed the program. The inability, the incompetence, the inability to work as a team. Whether he carried over the program or what happened, only him and the CDC guys knows. And of course, we know that nothing is being done, or the CDC is operating at full capacity. Therefore, nothing was done. I would like to end this here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be coming back because I don't want the audio to be too long. I'll come back I'll be addressing the finances and the competence as to what he calls Ambazonian National Army.
Ambazonian State Army Forces. The ASA under Major General talk and do. You talk and you do. Another Amba Forces, Ambazonian Forces from Ngoketunja. All of you, this is Father of the Nation. News has been reported of your collective, your actions against the common enemy, La République du Cameroon, coming from both called Nzuimanto, Sef, that's what the news says. Nzuimanto Sef, and the information has been sent to me by Comrade Wemba. Comrade Wemba, thank you so much for the information. It has also been reported on other platforms or shared. I saw also sharing it on that group called Ambazonia or Southern Cameroon S1. British Southern Cameroons are 1. British Southern Cameroons 2. And another one from Ngoketunja by the Ambazonian forces, reported by the African Newsline. And I saw a shed by Vivian Abiedu, and I also read Comrade Thomas and Martin making his comment. First, I think Major General Tokando, I want to give you a piece of advice. I think the one reported from Ngoketunja should sound better, because we don't want you to put your life at risk. Yes, you have always talked and you have always done, and you always continue to do. For the sake of your safety, keep it at the level of your own forces, ASA, if you want to keep it at that level, or the Ambazonian State Force, State Army or something. If you want to keep it at that level, I think that would be my suggestion. Even if you want to continue to project your name, that would be fine. But for the sake of your safety, we have come along a long way. How La République du Cameroon targets major generals, because they know that when they take down or they take out a general, the forces under the general will go out, or they'll be extinct, or they will disappear. So that's how it is. The same way it happens with the lions in the bushes. That's how it happens. So I don't want to name them, because it will make some other generals to feel bad, or to feel threatened, to see the danger. But I hope we can feel from Father of the Nation, from his genuineness. And as long as you guys fight as one, fight as one means fighting only the common enemy. No more infighting. Listen, anytime you hear from Father of the Nation. And so I want to come out to congratulate you of the attack you carry out there in Biame. And on a short video from you yourself, I Major General Tokando, and you saying that this is Major General Tokando live from Biame in Bue of the ASA. You said that the small harvest this way, we don't bring them from Biame. Big gun, that means one big gun with 2 magazines. So you guys, you say one spirit, one love. That is the spirit that should drive us all across Ambazonia. And there's no shake, no day. Because if there is shake, then we are finished. We're done. So there is no shake. There is no shake at all. So it came another report that came from that same day. I think that was on the 24th of March. That was yesterday, because today is the 15th. So in the news, another one that is coming from Vivian Biodo, which is reported by the African Newsline, says it's coming from Baba One in Ngoketunja. And that is, they say the latest development there is of the bees attacking on our Ambazonian Freedom Forces, who lay an ambush on the bees, or on the La Republic terrorist soldiers, lay an ambush on them, and it was very, very successful. In fact, very big successful ambush. Amber forces in Ngoketunja, one of that was on the 14th of that was yesterday, and 3 colonial forces were neutralized. This is what we want, and this should be driven across the nation. Please, you guys should encourage the forces from the Southern Zone, the fighters there. If we can send 1 or 2 fighters to go and encourage them to go and work with them and create other forces there. And the information that my brother, Comrade Thomas and Martin writes is very, very revealing. He says, bravo to Ayaba and Sako as independent fighters. He says Chris Ano is just an anchor man in chief, an armless comrade. He continues to say that Chris Ano is a waste of time. How many times have I spoken to send messages to Comrade Chris Ano? What has happened with the Red Dragon? What about the legacy of your brother who used to roar in Libya? Even though he would make his propaganda against La Republic, at least it helped. It helped. It helped a lot. It scared away La Republic. Why have you let your brother's legacy to just be rubbed in the mud like this? What happened with all the forces? If you look back in 2017, 2018, in fact, another maybe part of 2019, the forces, in fact, if you counted, you couldn't count all, more than 100 or 200 or 300. So many guns. Where did all of that go? Chris Ano, this is Father of the Nation talking to you. My brother, I am talking to you. I am talking to my brother Sako. I'm talking to all of us. A lot of mistakes have been made. A lot of mistakes. We have also read from the World Bank. We have also read from the International Crisis Group. Despite all of that, in fact, we have no choice. We must fight. We must liberate ourselves. In fact, our collective success in this independence struggle, in this independence war, is a matter of life and death. Because if we don't, if La République du Cameroon, with their partners, with their international partners and even internal partners, the collaborators within, if they can extinguish all of us and occupy our territories, or our territory, our homeland, just for the sake of our resources, so that they'll be milking from our resources, they will do it if they can extinguish all of us. We are just like a species that is being extinguished. We have no other choice. And you know what La Republic is planning? Just the way they target major freedom fighters or generals and commanders and so on. It's the same way they're trying to do with those of us, the leaders. You see how they have done with the Naratan? You see what they've done with Ayaba? They are looking around. Benedict once said they also want to get to him, said they want to interview him. For whatever reason, nowhere. Are we fighting nowhere? Or we are fighting La Republic of Cameroon that is oppressing us? So we see that they are oppressing us. It is the international community, those themselves, the partners of La Republic. They are the ones oppressing us. They want to extinguish us because of our resources. And so our fight for independence must be the one of life and death, meaning that if we do not succeed, all of us will go down. That's what we mean, a matter of life and death. Not only this generation, the generations to come. And La Republic cannot kill all of us. So we must have our independence. My fellow Ambazonians, I want to congratulate all of us. A lot of mistakes have been made. Let us turn our back to infighting, to embezzlement, to scamming. As from now on, as from now henceforth, as long as the freedom fighters are fighting on the ground against the common enemy, they are not fighting among themselves, because fighting among themselves is what has brought us to this level on the ground. Reduce our fighting forces by killing themselves. That should not happen. It's a collective advice I'm giving to all of us. Let us turn the page. Chris Ano, let me reiterate, you must do something about the legacy of your brother in Libya. There are so many. Southern zone is so large. Even northern zone, we are not saying that people, because you're from the southern zone, you should only fight there, or you're from the northern zone, you should only fight there. No. If you can fight anywhere, as long as there is no infighting, as long as there's no tribalism, as long as there's no hate, we are fighting a common enemy, because we want our own independence. We want our own country taken back from La République du Cameroon. So please, my fellow Ambazonians, for us, it's financial sacrifice. Remember, these children cannot perform any magic on the ground without financial sacrifice. We've talked about liberation tax. Whatever, in fact, support, whatever monthly support, monthly contributions that we're making, wherever, in whichever form, that should be better. As long as the money is not being embezzled, not being scammed, not being used for pay bills, pay rent, and so on. It's unheard of to hear that liberation struggle money are used to pay rent for some people, when these children who are dying on the ground are sacrificing. Their families are going through pain. Who is feeding them? It should be a shame for any group to be using money that are paying house and paying rent, pay even light bills, electricity bills. In fact, these things pain me. We should change. This generation must liberate Ambazonia. We must not pass this fight to any other generation again. And so I want to encourage all of you. Please, you guys should talk and encourage yourself. Encourage those fighters from the southern zone. If you can send some other people there, share intelligence, share materials wherever necessary. We want to see La Republic being battered everywhere. Terrorists, La Republic soldiers, the occupiers of our land, they will leave. Time is coming. Let us persist. Anyone, any people that do not give up, they will overcome. They will be successful. Our independence is on the way. No matter what happens, no matter what happens, it's a matter of life and death. Either we have the independence, we will live as cowards with like dogs with tails under their legs. What shall you tell the future generations? What will you even tell your children and grandchildren? That what happened? Why did we fail? You'll be telling lies. You'll be telling lies just to save your face from shame. Father of the nation, I must make sure that homeland is liberated before I go down. Because all of us will go. All of us, naturally, we will go. Because death, you cannot escape from death. Everybody will die. But let us die in our motherland. Let us free that territory so that future generations will come and live as proud people of their homeland. La Republic and Ambazonia are not the same. Southern Cameroons, in history, you know it, is not the same country. We shall be free. Once again, congratulations to all of you who are active and those preparing to go out and attack the enemy. Please keep your attacks as short as possible. Keep it brief. Let the results speak for themselves or for itself, or let the results speak for themselves. Thank you. May the gods of Ambazonia be with you as you battle the enemy out of our territory. We want to see everywhere be revitalized. Every part of Ambazonia. Forces fighting everywhere. Please, I reiterate, do not play with the black legs. Do not play with them. You see anything like Republic, whether they say election materials anywhere, do not remove it from the house before burning, because you are doing that. Terrorists, they're calling terrorists as soldiers, they're coming to kill you. Burn the place. Whoever that is accepting for in La Republic du Cameroon election materials to be kept in their own house is also an enemy. The colonial administrators, if you can take down some, because these are the people bringing these election materials, bringing bees and gendarmes and so on to guard, and they're murdering you, they're killing you every day. Do not play with them. Scare some of them out. Idiot. Father of the nation, thank you and thank you all. Thank you again, Ambazonians. Like I said, this fight for independence, for liberation, is a matter of life and death, and we must overcome. We shall succeed. Believe in yourselves. We shall make it. For 15th of March, 2025.
Yeah, Comrade Mumi, thank you. I want to thank also Mike SOS Mike Fusi for the wonderful message where you don't make them this morning or today. Comrade Mumi, no waste your time for talk about Ocheba Nation. Ocheba Nation, ye and your patron, Sako, all the being losers. The real being losers. So for begin talk about them, it be a waste of time. I know say make Ambazonian, they believe say all we Ambazonian with the yearn for freedom and with the work towards the freedom. Despite the frustration where if it don't take place inside our revolution. We will never fight the revolution. And so for the first time, if it be say some people they will be persuaded for things say
we own it don't worse past the other revolution. I will beg that people they say may they go now begin read other revolution. With the job follow now other ones the way they don't take place. So nothing, will a turn way back. We're really glad to see Comrade John Akoro for can collaborate with the Comrade Chris. Say maybe we begin see how if he rally Ambazonian they go, we go together. Nothing no will turn way back. Leave Elcheba Nelson and Sako, they be losers. Because we don't ask one question. Say, if Sako he really stand for the revolution, why if he fight for his own hometown, when Chico, everything to go on for Boya and for Chico, and then for Limbe, where Naibi be the whole president for Ambazonia. The fact where they leave him, they go fight now for northern zone. It just show how he don't be compromised. All with HB Nation where they did it so. I know say they talk so some infiltrators and there for inside we miss. Where they will talk so, oh, you the one brings division. No, we will start this journey and I say LGA by LGA. And so ye Sako as president, he before stand for your own LGA, make it LGA to go strong. But all way we record and maybe say ever since where it be big compromise as they be join money say make they go fight AFCON, it take that money play Bitcoin, can reach today southern zone it they down. Yeah, and from that they work are pursuing their own deals. So Ambazonia, now time this way we get for come together, maybe we know leave these idiots where na people they don't be compromised. Comrade, when I see say when somebody don't die, we not get even for pronouncing. I be sorry, this NSM chamber and the patron. Nobody don't separate they go, they separate again. Their group there now, you the only hear old chamber they shout like dog way the back outside. As where other people they don't see say the patron be in a real chief man they come out go. And then EJJ, because he don't be if Sako be compromised, the compromise he come on now for line way Ocheba Nelson Lincoln. Because Ocheba Nelson he papa there for ya when they really work a hawk for street. Yes, so as he day ya one day, they never arrest you. But if he go arrest no pity parents them. Then that one detail na say wetin. Ocheba Nelson na really La Republic agent and where na ye with the Sako them. They know the deals the way they sign up. That's why when you ask this question, they say why they know they fight for their own hometown. They know they ever give answer. You see. So Sako and Ocheba Nelson with all that group the way they did it so now dying horses. Yes, so they get for make noise. That's all for protect how people them the gullible people the way they see follow them they will give money make the chop them for here live their life. You just say Ocheba Nelson this so if he works on better job, no they works on better job. So why protect Sako so that make Sako begin when he collect money for gullible people they may give on. Ambazonia may we come together. Yes. I really thank Comrade John Bakoro as he come join his brother, make them see how if he prepare the people, they will go home. Home is home, and we must go there. The people where they stand by the side, they know the one collaborate, they know the one do anything. Say, make people they come together and the losers. Then now them way they get deal with our republic, and so they the only way say make all we will surrender. So that may la Republic award them like how we award Atanganji. Now no say Atanganji now the first person where he talks say no problem, Anglophone problem, no the all war no day. Say na pocket of resistance. We pocket of resistance up to 9 years. He never come back for your race census. Because he said na diamond. He don't enter that camp for beer where na Framasonry. You know they see no nothing. He been a member for court. So Sako and the other people are the same. So I know I will talk so some infiltrators they will come against me, but I don't care. I don't care. I did for here. I did wait them. Someone the way they did inside our midst, they think say they fight with we. When they talk palava money, they complain so they pass all man. Lie say they contribute all kind side, but when you go all the side and you see they don't contribute, only make noise. Shameful that kind of people then. Anyway, I want for join your voice and the other voices say now the time this will come together. Maybe when I take this information about this message, send them, make every man here, a listener, a person. Now the time because La Republique is there on his knees. It's there on his knees. Yes. So if we unite ourselves, we will get our hometown. May we not get the shame way America don't give them for Ukraine. Okay. May we learn with lesson. Thank you, na plenty. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Short live the struggle. Yeah, good morning, House. Comrade SOS Mike Fusi, thank you so much for this audio. I would think that this audio is the best audio, the audio of the year. I think it's really time for us to think like a people. As you have said it, no one will say it better than you have done. I think Ambazonian must only get these words and put in action. Whether we are 2 or 3 in our LGAs, let's start doing something. God is going to help us. But if we want to say because of past experiences, the losses, we should stop now. It means we are offering ourselves to La Republique for nothing. So I think it's good time now for us to intensify the fight because La Republique is getting to its knees. So I want to thank you very much, and I will plead that everyone should share this message. Let these 2 messages go round. Ambazonians must wake up now. We are God's nation, and God is going to help us. Let's count on ourselves and the support of God as we have always done. It is not now that we are going to succumb. It's not now that we are going to surrender after 9 years. Please hear this voice and let's march forward. Thank you.
I don't match that people then today. I don't match them fine. We gone. I shoot them fine. Kiki them. They don't pass the elite quarter. I don't pass na 2 times this way. They land from up. They don't call me from up. Say 3 don't sleep to plus 3-day injury. They don't carry that big man. They run for gold. Verify from up. You yeah.
Of their own have really scarcely won any war. Think about that. France is a diplomatic powerhouse of the world. The French know one big thing. It is how to mobilize other people, other states to think that they are fighting a general cause, whereas they are fighting their cause. You see what is happening? The French of their own have really scarcely won any war after Napoleon Bonaparte. They found themselves in very murky and very difficult situations. And each time they are caught up in a very complicated situation, what they simply do is federate other nations to believe that they all face an existential problem if they, the French, lose their possessions. So what is happening right now is France has generally used the presence of the United States of America as an ally to impose their will on the African continent. But today, France has lost Mali. They have lost Burkina Faso. They have lost Niger. Of course, Guinea had long left. Now they are noticing that Central African Republic is about 3/4 gone. They see that Chad is on its way. They tell themselves the situation in Cameroon is very dicey. because Cameroon is locked in the Gulf of Guinea. And so, with the world order now seriously in question, or seriously being likely redesigned, the French are now telling the European Union, the partners of the European Union, that if we make an error and France loses out in Cameroon, they must do everything to keep us within their column, because Western Europe is now facing an existential problem. So that is what is on the table. If the people of the southern Cameroons get fooled at this point in time, they will want to be fooled. Because this is who the French are. Don't forget, the French have never pretended that they are our friends. They have never pretended. The French have always been very clear that they will stand against anything Ambazonian. Let's go down a bit quickly, down memory lane. One, in 1961, not only did France vote against independence for Ambazonia on the 21st of April, 1961, but the French mobilized all their colonies in Africa to vote against independence for southern Cameroons. Mali was the only country that decided to break away from the French. So France mobilized every country, including La République du Cameroon, with which we were achieving independence, to join to vote against independence for the southern Cameroons. Don't forget also that it was the French, because of the discovery of oil in southern Cameroons, who insisted on with Amadou Ahidjo, to hasten the end of the federal system, to give them unfettered access to our land. So the French, even during sessions with the European Union, during this conflict, when they wanted to talk about sending intervention or showing greater presence with the situation between the southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon, a French representative made clear at that session that she felt they were being so unfair to Mr. Paul Biya and his regime, so unfair for all the efforts that La République have been putting in to make sure that the people of the southern Cameroons are comfortable, and that we were even having once again.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if I can listen to this audio, or not because we don't appreciate, and honestly, we don't know 100% what our boys are doing. But what we often fought for is that these boys are fighting for ambassador and not for an individual. To make an operation and say this is the something or something, as the ADF will always say, this is ADF, or NASA who is saying ambassador, national army, or national what they call it. You see, from the beginning, we wanted the boys to identify themselves as ambassador restoration forces, or ambassador restoration force, fighting for ambassador and not for individual group. Well, that's how the military of any country, any country fights, not under some individuals, but for the nation. The principle where nobody stood for, and at one time the king of the violence stood for, so I followed the government of Ambazonia, the achievement government of Ambazonia. But I remember I listened to an audio saying that this, they call it ASA, Ambazonian National Army, SSA, or something like that. And I think that we fought hard to make sure that our boys don't identify ourselves with certain individuals. They should fight as a team fighting for Amazonia. When I continue to hear people identify themselves with certain individual or a certain group, I mean, we're not learning and we're not even trying to abide by what the friends of Amazonians are telling us. So in this case, I'm hearing one talk and do this, and talk and one talk and do AS and do this. I don't know what that means to Ambazonians. And the people concerned with these groups. Why is it so difficult? Because if these boys, we are not trying to take credit from who is doing what, but identify yourself as an Amazonian fighter. fighting for Ambazonia and not for an individual. Or this person has made me to fight. You didn't come into this fight because that person asked you to fight. You came into this fight because you wanted to serve Ambazonians. So what would be the reason to stand for Ambazonia, but you decide to stand for an individual? So that I'm fighting for this person. I'm fighting under this person. Is that person Ambazonia?